Hmm. Ah. Who do you have? Oh, it's you, you riffraff. Come on, better get yourselves in. Okay, make yourselves, that's it. Not too close, not too close. Ah, well, I'm glad you have come to join me here. Well, on the internet again. Jolly job, jolly good thing. Internet. You know, these plebeians don't even realize what they're playing with. You know, YouTube, they upload those absurd videos. People, burning their backsides and stuff like that. Very funny, very funny, very funny. If only they could understand what power they really have in their fingers. But don't worry, we'll have it away from them before they even know what they've lost. Publicity. How many of you ever needed a flashlight and then found that the batteries were dead? This little beauty has no batteries. Okay, a little LED here, and it charges in this movement. Okay, a soft iron core moves up and down a tube, passing through a coil. Physics thumb thing. Okay, not important. Simply recharge like this. And ladies, if you have any problems, just give it to your boyfriend. He'll have it up in no time. Okay, sorry for the pompous bit there. Internet. What do you do with your internet? World Wide Web, the original World Wide Web. The concept that everybody in the world can communicate. Back in the 1980s, when it was new in England, everyone was very excited about this possibility for humanity. And there were concerns back then that the internet would be controlled. They even set up boards to say that it should not be controlled. And the ethical ideology behind the World Wide Web is that the people can communicate and build their own knowledge. Okay? The Extelligence is a word that I've used a couple of times. Okay? It's from Terry Pratchett. Okay? So I steal a few things from him. Although he does make a lot of sense with this. The term, he uses it to describe all of that knowledge that's external to us. Okay? That knowledge that we don't have inside, so it's extra knowledge, extelligence. Rather than intelligence, which is whatever you want to call it, in there, extelligence is the knowledge. Okay? And by sharing that knowledge, we create a richer extelligence. Now, the human narrative is not a term I've also used. Okay? What is the human narrative? Narrative, story. It's our story. Okay? And that's another thing I've put in a video. His story, your story, my story, our story. We have not been the true authors of our story. Okay? Throughout history. Others have written the story of humanity, and most humans have accepted it because they weren't capable of writing their story. Okay? Now, in front of us here we have the internet, we have YouTube, we can make visual stories, but the complete story of the Extelligence is partly my story, partly your story, his story, her story, and we put it together, and it will move as we meet more people, as we interact, and if we can do it sociably and correctly, then we can start writing a true human story. Okay? We can evolve through the Extelligence of the internet as long as it is left open to us. If that door is closed and it becomes Internent2, okay, that control is taken away. I'm not saying that the internet will solve our problems today, but it is the only true step forward to finding a possible situation where we can govern ourselves without an elite. Okay? Where we can communicate, negotiate, and perform our own diplomacy. And in this, we have to make the effort. Okay? It's useless going in and doing the troll bit. Okay? We have to learn to communicate. I have to get patient sometimes. Last night I ended up having a little disagreement with some chap who jumped in on one of my videos. At first, good suggestion. Okay? I basically tried the brainstorming bit on him, and he didn't like it. He came back very critical and, to be quite honest, rather insulting in his suggestion that my knowledge of the basis of the events that are present in today's world. Okay. We need to be able to listen to each other. We need to move on. Okay. We need to be able to bounce ideas off each other. Okay. Doesn't have to be that you're right, I'm wrong. Enough of that. Okay. That's not getting us anywhere. It's got to be, okay, I'm listening. Okay, but are you listening to this? Communication. Okay. That way we will create a critical mass which will centralize, okay, critical mass of minds which will naturally float to the center, a true democracy. Okay. We are all capable of being free, but that freedom cannot be at the expense of others. So we have to find a compromise. That compromise will be made by us through the internet, not by governments who want their issues. Okay? The mass will move to the center and everything else will be pulled down towards it naturally. You will not need to go against your own government. You won't need to follow the rules of the few. You will follow the rules of the many. Okay? That many, without being brainwashed by the few, will find a natural equilibrium. Human society, okay, the idea of civilization is a very relatively new concept. We're not programmed to live as we do. The internet can help us advance beyond this trap we have set ourselves in.